Hey guys, for this video I'm going to be sharing all of the looks that I tried with the Natasha Denona Tan Palette. As a fair warning, none of these looks are super complex. I did a lot of simple looks. My goal was to kind of get a good feel for what each shade looked like on the eye, and so I find that easier if I use fewer shades over a larger part of the eye. So I hope that that is also helpful for you guys. I will have all of the looks time-stamped, so if there's one that you really want to see, you can just go straight to that one. Okay, so here is the first one that I tried. So I'm starting out with the shade Sandal. I'm just using a flat shader brush, and I'm packing this on the outer lid, and then I also take this on the inner lid and kind of blend it throughout the crease. This shade is a Slip Cream. The Slip Cream formula is a cream powder hybrid. It mostly feels like a powder, but it does have more emollients than a standard powder eyeshadow would have. It feels thin and it has pretty good color payoff, though it is sheerer. It is more sheer than a powder is, but I feel like it was fairly easy to build up. Super easy to blend out. I really like this formula for crease colors. And then I tried using the shade Lazy on the center of the lid to add some brightness. This is a silky matte formula, so that is a true powder. And this shade is ever so slightly darker than my skin tone, but it was bright enough for this purpose to just add some brightness. After that, I went into the shade Dip and tried using that as an eyeliner. Dip is also a slip cream, and normally when I do eyeliner using eyeshadow, most of the time they're powders. And I didn't really love this formula used that way. I got some fallout from it, which wasn't that big of a deal, but I felt I had to spend a lot of time building this up because it's more sheer than true powders are. So it did work out, but I would have preferred an additional deep matte that was a true powder. Cleanup was really easy. It came right off. It didn't stain my skin or anything. And then I used the shade Burnt on the lower lash line. I'm using a kind of a thick eyeliner brush. I really like that style of brush to do this with. And this shade is a sparkling foiled finish. So sparkling foils often have a mixture of fine shimmer and large sparkle. This one had quite a bit of sparkle. It surprisingly didn't have a whole lot of fallout, and it built up pretty easy, had good color payoff. Alright, here's the second look I tried. For this one I used most of the same shades that I used in the previous look, but I wanted to use two of them in a slightly different way. So I wanted to use Dip as a lid shade and Burnt also as an upper lid shade. I'm starting out with Dip, just packing it all over the lid. I start on the outer lid, but I also take it on the inner lid, and then I spend a good amount of time blending this out with different brushes. I had kind of a hard time getting this to look evenly blended and applied, but it does blend easily. Usually with dark shades, I might get some patchiness around the edges if I'm looking really up close. I feel like with the Slip Cream formula, that isn't as much of an issue. It does look smoother around the edges, but because it is quite a bit darker than my skin tone, I did add Sandal around the edges just to soften it up a little bit more. It's got some depth, but it is still fairly sheer. And here's that shade Sandal. I used this shade several times, and it is a little bit warmer than I originally thought, but not too warm. I still feel pretty comfortable wearing this. And then I'm using Burnt with a dry, flat synthetic brush, pressing this all over the lid. I can get this shade to look fairly opaque, but with a brush it looks like semi-sheer or semi-opaque. I can still see a little bit of the lid through the eyeshadow, but it is fairly close to my skin tone, so it's not that obvious. So here you can see side by side what it looks like when applied with a brush versus applied with a fingertip. I just use the brush to kind of smooth over it a little bit. I do get more opaque color payoff and a little bit more shine, but I like how it looks thinner and a little bit more flattering on the lids when I just use a brush to apply it. And then here I'm using the shade Celeste on the inner corner. Celeste is a metal gloss formula, I believe. It's supposed to be a little bit different than the sparkling foiled, but I don't notice that much of a difference between the two formulas. They kind of look very similar to me. So here I'm starting with the shade Glide. Glide is another slip cream. It is very, very similar to the shade Sandal in the top left corner. Glide is more neutral and slightly deeper in tone. I would say this has more of an olive undertone, whereas Sandal has more of a golden, slightly orangey undertone. I prefer this one for everyday wear just because it is neutral. But I think they both have their place, and I'm glad they're both in this palette. It performed just the same type of sheer-ish buildable color payoff, super easy to blend, very nice shade. And then on top of that, I applied the shade Kissed. Kissed is a metallic formula. It is all fine shimmer. There's no large sparkle, and it had very little, if any, fallout. And then on the lower lash line, I'm using the shade Serene, which is a sparkling foiled. This is the same formula as Burnt that I used in the previous look, but this one's a little bit more sheer. Even if I swatch both heavily, this one just has less opacity overall. It does adhere well and it builds on itself well, but in order for me to get the same level of color payoff, I have to kind of layer and layer and layer it. For this one, I wanted to try using Lazy, the lightest matte shade in the crease, to see kind of how deep it is and what the tone is of it, and if I even could use it that way. Lazy is a silky matte, which is a true powder matte. I felt like it was pretty good. It had good color payoff, it blends well, it sat nicely on the lid. It is just a tad bit darker than my skin tone, so it adds a hint of contour to my eye, and it is also peachy, so it adds some warmth, but it isn't super obvious. I ended up using Soft Spot in the outer corner because Lazy just wasn't quite deep enough for me. I felt like there wasn't enough contrast there. Soft Spot is a bit of a reddish toned neutral brown. It isn't that obvious, but it does add some warmth, just like most of the shades in this palette do. And then I just topped the lid with the shade Villa. Villa is a metallic, and it's the only metallic in the palette that has both shimmer and sparkle. I did get fallout from this shade, and it was sort of annoying to clean up. But I got pretty good color payoff, and it adhered well and was easy to build on itself. I decided to add a plain matte white eyeshadow just to help that peachy crease color stand out a little bit more. Light peachy shades like this kind of just blend into my skin tone, and I find when I use a matte white around the edges, it kind of helps bring that peach tone out a little bit more. For this one, I used several shades. I used more than what I've been doing so far, and it was my least favorite look of all of them. I feel like in video it doesn't look as bad, but I tried this look and took photos of it before I filmed this, and it really did not look good in photos at all. So I'm starting out with the shade Paddle in the crease. This is a true powder matte. I think it is the lightest mid-tone brown, and it has kind of a rosy undertone to it. And then I went in with Daydream. Daydream is a metallic, but it doesn't have very much shine, and so it kind of works as a lid shade. You can kind of use it in place of a matte. It is pretty sheer, and it has just like a satiny finish to it. I did kind of have to build it up quite a bit because it is sort of sheer. I don't remember getting a whole ton of fallout with this one. On the lower lash line, I went in with the shade Brook. Brook is another sparkling foiled. This one also has really good color payoff. It's kind of similar to the shade Burnt right next to it. It has very noticeable large sparkle in it. It doesn't look like I got much fallout from this, but I did spend quite a bit of time cleaning it up, so I'm guessing it was kind of sticky and it stuck to my skin. I used the shade Kissed again on the lower inner lash line. I really didn't need to do this. I think I forgot that I had already used it in a previous look. So I just added this here and it gave a little bit of texture contrast. On the inner corner, I wanted to try using the shade Spritz because it is one of the more unique shades in the palette. It's very sparkly. It's very golden compared to everything else that's in here. I can't remember exactly what the formula is, but it is different than all the other shimmers. I think it might be called Sparkling Wet or something like that. The shimmer particles in this are more, I would say they're more flat and more lightweight than the shimmer or the sparkle particles that are in the sparkling foiled formula. It is pretty reflective, but there is quite a bit of fallout. And if you catch the light from just the right angle, those sparkly particles are kind of dark if the light is not reflecting like directly off of them. So it can look a little bit dirty at just the right angle, which is why I didn't end up liking this look when I took photos of it. Fortunately, in video it came out okay. That wasn't super obvious, but this shade Spritz is one that I would recommend using where you would prefer to have more darkness on the lid rather than using it in a brightening way, like on the inner corner. This next one, I just did a very simple 2 shadow look, and I used paddle once again in the crease and Spritz, but I wanted to use Spritz on the lid because I didn't get a good feel for how it actually looked in that previous look. I used paddle again in the crease just like I did in the last shade. So the other eye and this eye are both using the same crease shade. I am using a denser brush to apply it, whereas I think in the last look I used a fluffier brush. It isn't super pigmented, but it does have plenty of color payoff. It's just not a very dark like mid-tone shade. So I can be pretty heavy-handed with it, not too careful, and it's real easy to use. Here I'm going back in with Spritz again with a flat shader. This is kind of like a concealer style brush, and I'm just packing and layering. It has pretty good color payoff, but I did take my time building it up. I felt like it adhered pretty well and it built on top of itself pretty well. That sparkle really shows up. It does have somewhat of a brown base color in addition to that gold sparkle. And here you can see the type of fallout that I get from this. It does have kind of a lot of fallout. For this one, I mainly wanted to try using the shade Brook on the upper lid. This one is one of the cooler toned shimmers in the palette, and I just kind of wanted to see how cool toned it looked, how sparkly, how it performed on the upper lid. I started out first applying Brook with a flat synthetic brush, and it was my intent to only just use it that way, but after I finished this look and took a few video clips of it, I went back in and I applied more with my fingertip because I could see that it was kind of sheer. In person this wasn't noticeable, but up close in video I could see it, and I feel like it ended up looking better after I did that. And fallout for this shade, even though I really packed it on and I used my fingertip, I had very minimal fallout with it and it wasn't too hard to clean up. I approached this look just like the last one, where my main goal was to use the shade Serene all over the upper lid. Before this, I'd only tried it on the lower lash line and I wanted to get a better feel for it. I remember from that one time that I used it that it had an interesting tone to it. It has some gold and pink kind of shimmer to it, and both are visible at the same time. It is pretty subtle, and I do notice it in person, but it doesn't come across very well in video or in photos. So Serene is more sheer than the other sparkling foils in this palette. I do have to spend more time building it up, and it just isn't as opaque as the other ones, but it does adhere well. I can build it up to some degree. Even if I layer it heavily and use my fingertip to apply more, it still doesn't give me very much fallout, which is nice. I had just a couple more shades that I wanted to use in a prominent way so that they were more visible. So I wanted to use Soft Spot as the crease shade and Celeste on the upper lid, which I hadn't done yet. Soft Spot has a rosy undertone. It's not all that different from Paddle, it's just slightly deeper. I feel like I could use one or the other and get pretty much the same look. Although Paddle is a bit, because it is deeper, I have to be a little bit more careful with it, where Paddle is so light that I can be really messy with it and it still doesn't look like it's messy if I apply it that way. So Celeste is, I believe, a metal gloss formula. When I look at the name of the shade, the last two letters are MG. It doesn't look or seem to apply all that different than the sparkling foiled shades. It does have a good amount of shine. I will say that is one thing that's slightly different about it, but it's still basically like a shimmer and sparkle mixture. The fallout I got from the shade was mostly sparkle and it was on the heavier side. It took me a little bit more time to clean up than most of the shimmers in this palette. The shade in this palette with the most fallout, I would say, was the shade Spritz, and this may be like the second most fallout. Alright, that's all of the looks that I did. Hope you guys found this helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.